Hi guys, here to talk about Foo Fighters and the discography of the band, worst to best as usual. So here is my personal chart about the band and you let me know what you think at the end of the video. Please subscribe the channel, leave a like, leave a comment, let's talk about music as always. But now let's start. Last position for Medicine at Midnight, which is the latest album. It's not a bad album. There are no bad albums of Foo Fighters. This is my least favorite. Is too modern sound for me. I like the songs, but I don't like how they are recorded. Very pop oriented. So for this reason, Medicine at Midnight is my least favorite. We go back with Concrete and Gold. So this one is the previous one and is overproduced, very well produced, but it's not the sound that I want to hear. Despite that, there are amazing songs like Run or The Sky's a Neighborhood, the two singles that they are very good to me. Overall, a little too overproduced, but a good album. Not sure if you agree with this position. This is In Your Honor, which is a double album, one electric and one acoustic. There are very good songs in this one, but I found it pretentious when something for me is too long, and I call it pretentious. You can disagree with me, but this album with half of the tracks would have been better in my opinion. Too long. There is nothing left to lose. This is a tattoo, Foo Fighters tattoo. From this position onwards, for me, until the third position, the level is more or less there. I put this one in this position because despite a few good singles, I don't enjoy much the work in its entirety. It's a good album and overall successful. Breakout, Learn to Fly and Next Years were three good singles. I'm sure you don't agree with this. This is the debut album, but it wasn't a band yet. It was Dave Grohl recording everything. The result to me is very good, but it's very good as a demo, and that's exactly what Dave Grohl said about this album. It's a very good demo album, and I agree with that. There are good songs, but overall sounds more like a demo and could have been better to me. It's a very unpopular opinion, but that's what I think. One by one, I really love the first part of this album. Is Low. There is a video clip with Jack Black and Times Like These, one of the best Foo Fighters songs. The first part of the album is solid, great. The rest is not amazing to me. It's got All My Life as well, which is one of the live anthems of the band, so that's why it's in this high position, one by one. This is Sonic Highways. It was a sort of experiment by the band recording a different song in a different city. To be honest, I don't feel all those different vibes in different songs. For me, it's a good album. I like to listen to it in its entirety. It doesn't have amazing songs apart from maybe The Fist and the Famine and I Am the River, which is my favorite, the last song of the album. It's a short one, but I enjoy listening to it in its entirety. That's why it's in this position. Talking about anthems, live anthems, this is Echo, Silence, Patience and Grace, and we got, as a first song, we got The Pretender, which is one of the greatest live songs from the band. And there is another song that I love from the band, is Long Road to Ruin. I love the bass so loud on that song, so have a listen and pay attention to the bass. It's great. Overall, I think it's very well recorded. It's very various and I always enjoy listening to this album, so that's why it's in this position. Okay, if until this point there are albums that I like but I don't love, I'm not in love with. From these two positions, the story is different. This is Wasting Light, one of my favorite albums, maybe my favorite album of last decade. For me, this is so Foo Fighters, but so modern, not really. So intense. This is the kind of album that I want to hear from a band like Foo Fighters. It starts like a good album, but it finishes like a great album with one of my favorite tracks of the band, which is I Should Have Known, with Chris Novoselic on bass guitar, and it sounds like Nirvana with very intense lyrics. So if you don't know this album, please have a listen to it. It's a great one. This is number 2. The Color and the Shape, 1997. This is the second album of the band, but it's the first with the full lineup, even if Dave Grohl is on drums as well. Not in every track, apart from 3 or 4 songs he plays the drums, and you can hear it clearly on songs like My Hero. Listen to the drums and it's Dave Grohl 100%. This one, I think, overall is the best Foo Fighters record. Maybe not as mature as Wasting Light, but it's more explosive and more punky and grungy, if you want to call it this way. And it's got Everlong as well, which is maybe the most famous Foo Fighters song. A great intro, Doll, going to Monkey Ranch, a very successful single back in the day. Walking After You, a great ballad. It's, I think, maybe I prefer Wasting Light, but this one I think is the best Foo Fighters album. So you let me know what you think. This is my personal preference in terms of Foo Fighters discography. You let me know what you think, put a like, leave a comment, and let's talk about music as always. Rock and roll.